I believe Lewis will be going first because he had the top seat, which I think favors him a lot, especially if he can get down a chalice on one. It's really going to set Hyunki back, and that may be why he mulliganed. I think that you want to aggressively mulligan um, with this deck to a force of will. Now, whenever he's on the play, it favors him a little bit better because he has an island he can put into play, and then he has options of days, or brainstorm into days, force, and it just kind of keeps them off for turn. Which not to say that Delver's completely locked out on a chalice on one, but it's a pretty big game. So I like how Lewis stacks his 6, 2, 2, and 2. All right, so let's see if our players like their. I'm not getting a really good look at hands here. All I can see is a flooded strand on Mr. Kim's side. Oh no, Lewis is going down to 5. Oh, that's so painful. But keep in mind, Eldrazi can function on very few cards. Yonki will be up a card as well, too, since he's on the draw. But Grixis is typically a tempo deck. Here, it may not be. He may be spending his first few turns because Lewis can go really big. He may be aggressively mulliganing to a chalice, which I think whenever I registered this deck originally, I called it Cup of Noodles because the Eldrazi look like big spaghetti monsters, and because of the chalice, the void. Because yeah, I don't know. I have a weird sense of humor. So it looks like Lewis is starting on a wasteland. Maybe he gave up on trying to get the chalice on one. Maybe he can still get there. And if this is a Delver, it's going to look really good on Hyunki because he has could just be a ponder. It is a Delver. Naming Eldrazi. See if this resolves. And now he has the force, so he won't be able to get the chalice down. So we got Hyunki at, this is a life total at, so he lost one for the force. He's cracked one. And did he, okay, so he pitched the Gitaxian probe. All right, and there's nothing that Hyunki can do about that. Except for cast a brainstorm and maybe hide a card, which may be what he's trying to do here. Looks like I see some fetch lands there, and that looks like what he, is that what he's trying to put on top? Maybe he's just trying to get rid of the garbage. So he's not really trying to protect any sort of card. Okay, let me update these life totals. The Delver did go in for a hit earlier, and then we've got some damage from an Ancient Tomb. So we have Lewis at 15, and we got another cracked fetch, so that's going to put Hyunki at 17. And he bolted him as well, so that's going to put Lewis down at 12. There's a lot of damage coming through. And hit him again, puts him to 9. This is a very quick game for Hyunki. And wastelanded his tomb out. So he took a hit from the Thought Knot, putting him at 13. Oh, things are not looking good for Lewis here. He's at 6. He is in double bolt range. Coming across, because why not? That's going to put Hyunki at 9, but I still think he's losing this race. He's going to go down, and let's see if he just gets bolted here. So he's going to Warping Well and just put out an Eldrazi token. Maybe he's going to try to put out another Thought Knot. Or I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what he wants to do here. He loses if he can't get rid of that Delver. He's just out of this game. So it's going to put him down to 4. And he's just playing a Thorn, and I guess he loses the next turn, though, because he's completely tapped out. So, yeah, that was a very quick game. So let's go ahead and reset life totals, give Hyunki a win here. So it looked like Lewis had a rough start there. He just couldn't find an opening hand that he wanted to keep. And going to 5 was pretty difficult for him to do. And Hyunki had that turn 1 Delver, and he's able to fly over everything. Most of Lewis's guys are on the ground. So he was just able to kind of start the clock on him quicker. But Lewis is going to get to go first again, and I feel like that's just we'll see if we go 2 games on this or 3. So while they're shuffling up, I may take a peek over here and see what's going on in Twitch land. Not a whole lot. But we got some people watching, so hey, appreciate it. Sorry, I apologize about some of the background noise that's going on there. Everyone's just so excited here, I guess. Which, why not? It's better to be indoors. We're here in Huntsville, Alabama. I don't know if anyone else is here. Probably a good number of our viewers are, because they're just our friends and they want to watch us be goofy on Twitch. But it is absolutely miserable outside. It's just overcast and it just looks no fun to be outside right now. So better to be inside, just playing some Magic. Let's see. Does Lewis? He does not like it. Both players are going to go to 6. Come on, Lewis. I think we need another Eldrazi kind of hanging out on the Legacy Tour background there. Don't do this to me. Not that I want Hyunki to not win. He's my friend. If you go back and you watch this again, no, you're my friend. I don't know Lewis, but just because he's playing Eldrazi, he's my friend. We speak the same language and play the same types of decks. I've been tempted to come and play Tezzeret. No one is playing Tezzerator. Is it bad? You have to tell me. Twitch if it's bad. It's like solid tier. I'd say it's at least tier 2. I think some people have been too creative with it, and Lewis is taking another mulligan to 5. Oh, this is so rough. It's painful. He's not out of this yet. But yeah, I was having a discussion earlier with Lewis on whether or not merfolk. You don't see merfolk a lot these days. The little fish people. I like merfolk. I think it's a solid deck. You get Chalice. You get Wasteland. You're not susceptible to Wasteland. You get Aether Vial. I mean, come on. You can totally walk through all of the islands that are all over the meta. Totally lose to other decks. Get Force. Look at us all scrubbing around, wasting our time on these Delver decks and stuff. It looks like, down to 5, and then you got the Cavern of Souls playing a Endless 1-for-1. Is he just going to get Pulted? Oh, it's like a ball therapy. Oh, no. I wonder what he named on the therapy. I think he probably named Chalice. think you just name Eldrazi again in case they wasteland one of your Cavern of Souls away. It's gonna get there. 3 damage all the way. Something tells me, oh no, not Deathrite Shaman. Oh, and looks like Yankee's got a handful of gas. Oh no, and he takes out his only land. Oh my goodness. Well, oh, this is why I like this game. Okay. So let me update the live totals here. We got Hyunki at 16, and he's completely lost his board. But hey, he still has a wasteland, which I don't think he can waste right now on. Oh no, and a thorn. Don't. Oh my goodness. He may get there. The mulligan to find. Well, yeah. See, oh, he's gonna be a good sport about this. Let's see. He's at 10. See if he figures it out. There it is. Oh, he's like, I just want some colored mana. So, what do the players that are watching? I mean, do you guys like the old Wasteland art or the new Wasteland art? Down to 7. Something tells me Yankee's gonna lose this game. I just think he's too for 0. Probably just to kind of keep him off the chalices. Yeah. I don't know if Yankee can just find. I don't think he can find another land. Yeah, and he's gonna put him down to 1. I don't really know if there's a way he can win this game. He's got 2 attackers, and that's just so he's gonna have to find a fetch land. All right. Well, all right. So it's 1-1. At least that was kind of interesting. You know, I really thought the way that was that it started that Lewis was the mulligan to 5. That didn't really look like a strong mulligan to 5 either. I think that, of course, that wasteland on his only underground sea, and then losing the Deathrite Shaman to the Warping Well was just huge. So looks like we're going to go to game 3. And this time, he's going to be on the play, which I think is going to help him a whole lot. Where would I place my bet? I've still got to place my bet that Grixis Delver is going to take this. They just do so much better on the play than they do on the draw. And Eldrazi, of course, it's vice versa. Especially if he can actually get a good hand with land, some good counter spells. Don't even really have to lead on a Delver. Even just some Ponders or Brainstorms, I think, are still sufficient to keep you in the game. You just pretty much got to lock them out of the game, keep a lot of pressure off, keep them from chalicing you out of the game. And there are still ways to play around that. You can play a Pyromancer. You can still cast those spells even though they're just going to get countered to get you some elementals out there to create blockers or just be aggressive. I mean, you're essentially just playing like a bunch of Mons Goblin Raiders pretty much for 1 mana. But hey, sometimes that's all it needs. But at instant speed, instant Mons Goblin Raiders. That's some old school there. So we got Yankee starting on a Delver, and at 19, off of a polluted delta into a underground sea. And all right, so No days there. He's got the now the Delver doesn't flip. He's got a Deathrite Shaman. Wastelands out his Ivugan. This is looking pretty good for. Oh, I don't like. Yeah, that's not the best. What do you do? I think that's he dazes it. So rainy outside. So if you're somehow in the store watching the stream from across the room, go roll up your windows. All right. So Hyunki's gonna brainstorm. Functioning on no mana at all. So I'm sitting here watching a guy standing out. Well, no, he is under the overhang, smoking outside of the health and fitness center. So, and Hyunki pulled another land. There he has a polluted delta. See if he can resolve this chalice. Yeah, chalice on one. But something tells me he's going to be okay. So, Hyunki goes down to 17. He's essentially got 2 mana available. He could play another land this turn. So he went ahead and cracked yeah, the delta. So sorry, let me update this total at 16. This is totally. I cannot flip a Delver to save my life. The Delver's just hanging out. Hyunki plays out of Flooded. Something tells me most likely Lewis is probably going to take 2 damage off of this. And he's coming in for 3 here. So that's going to put Hyunki down to 13. And so the Reality Smasher came in, making that bigger. So, yep, and Lewis took some damage off of the up, and then finally flipped that Delver and a Baleful Strix, which is absolutely huge. Yep, and then I imagine we're going to see 3 down, where he's going to go down to 14. I'm sorry, not 13. And then he's probably going to take some more damage from that Deathrite Shaman. Naming Eldrazi, I'm sure. Coming across, I think why not? I think he's probably going to block the mimic with, or maybe not. Maybe he just wants the aggression. I think maybe Hyunki's fine taking that damage. Yeah, and he is, because he's going to have a really big swing back. It's not like. So let's see. What is the 14? He's probably going to go to 12 this turn and take 3 next turn and go down to 9. And that's exactly what he did. He took him down to 12. It's got 9 in the air. He can always hang back. I think maybe you. I mean, it could look rough though. No, he can't get the Reality Smasher. I looked at Lewis's deck earlier, and he doesn't really have any. Okay. Yep, and I think yeah, I like that. Just playing it safe and just go down to 9. It doesn't really speed up the clock, from what I've seen, or the turns on the clock by just going through extra. I'd rather um, hang back on that. Um, and he's probably got some spells here. So he's at a virtual 7. Oh, so he went ahead and he's at a 7 anyway from the Ancient Tomb. Let me fix this live total. You guys are going to think I'm nuts. So it's 7 all. So he plays a Reality Smasher. Hyunki can't really do anything about that. He goes ahead and he blocks there, and so he takes 3, goes down to 4. So he's going to take another 2, and he's going to go down to 5. And I think if Hyunki's got a burn spell, he's just got a lot of options. He can gain life too. There's creatures in the yard, so he's going to go down to 2 here and see if he just gets bolted. And he does. He gets a lightning bolt to the face, and let's see if he catches. He does. Good job.